In this heartwarming twist of fate, a loyal German shepherd named Sandra became the unlikely mother to two abandoned lion cubs who were left behind by their own mother in a small wildlife reserve called White Lion. What unfolded over the next few years was nothing short of magical. It all began when Nala, a lioness at the reserve, gave birth to her first cubs, a brother and sister duo. Sadly, Nala, who had been rescued from the wild after battling a severe illness, struggled with motherhood. She was distant, fearful, and unsure, ultimately rejecting her newborns. For 3 long days, the reserve staff anxiously watched, hoping Nala's maternal instincts would kick in. But it never happened. On the 4th day, the situation became dire. The tiny cubs were weak and emaciated, having not received any nourishment from their mother. The reserve's veterinarians sprang into action, feeding the cubs with a milk formula that saved their lives. But everyone knew that formula alone wouldn't be enough. These little lions needed something more: mother's love and care. Enter Sandra, the hero of our story. This 8-year-old German shepherd, who had recently given birth to puppies, was brought in by a kind family from a nearby town. With plenty of milk to give, Sandra stepped in to nurse the cubs. Despite her lifelong dislike of cats, Sandra's maternal instincts kicked in the moment she met the fragile cubs. Within minutes, they were snuggled up to her, feeding and finding comfort in her warmth. The reserve staff watched in awe as Sandra, a dog with no love for felines, became the devoted mother these cubs desperately needed. She nursed them, cleaned them with tender licks, and kept them safe, all the while showing a mother's unconditional love. The little cubs thrived under her care, quickly growing stronger and more playful each day. As the weeks passed, the cubs grew bigger and stronger, eventually outgrowing their adoptive mother. Sandra, always attentive, continued to care for them until their sharp claws and teeth posed a risk to her. At that point, Sandra was taken back home, and the cubs were moved to a larger enclosure where they continued to flourish, thanks to the start Sandra had given them. 2 years later, these once helpless cubs had transformed into majestic lions and lionesses. When Sandra's owner brought her back to the reserve for a visit, the reunion was nothing short of extraordinary. The lions, now powerful and regal, recognized their adoptive mother in an instant. They approached Sandra with gentle nuzzles, rubbing their thick fur against her in a loving display of affection, just like they had done when they were cubs. Sandra, undeterred by their size, licked them as if no time had passed, reminding them, and everyone watching, that love knows no boundaries, not even between different species. The reserve staff, deeply moved, could hardly hold back their tears, witnessing the enduring bond between this brave German shepherd and her wild adopted children. It was a testament to the incredible strength of a mother's love, no matter the species.